to those who just tuned in, we're talking about the Sega.
Oh, you sold that pretty hard. I liked it. I liked it.
Sega game Beyond Oasis.
It had a lot of things going for it. What did you like about it?
Well, just the fact, like, if I couldn't watch someone play 9 hours of just something that didn't have any story in it.
Yeah.
So because it did have a story, I was kind of like, yeah, glued to the screen, just watching it like a movie almost. Yeah.
Because this is during the time of Mario and like Donkey Kong. But unlike those games, this felt like they were trying to push a narrative. Nation was, oh, did Lumi escape?
Yes, he was. So I was like,
She's like, I'm
F
tapping
this
out, guys.
shit.
I've watched enough of
I
this
can't listen to this anymore.
shit. I was gonna say, there's one boss. I think that's what we're looking at right now, where you had to jump across a pit, a bottomless abyss, and in the middle, floating, was a wizard on a glass sphere, and you had to break the glass until it shattered, and that's how you brought down the wizard. That's fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Like that kind of thing. That was like one of why it was so interesting to watch you play it, because not just the story, but because there was these like moments where I could kind of also participate, because I'm like, what could we do? Like, what do we do now? Like, where do we go from now?
Oh, did you like the twist ending with the villain?
That was actually what was so cool about it, was that as we were playing it, I was like, oh, they really made that villain's that move a bit feminine looking, like he was doing some kind of like, I don't know what it was.
That was exactly what
it was. Yeah, so good at mimicking. But I was like, that's surprisingly feminine. But I wasn't reading, like I was just making a joke, like what a feminine move. And then you were like, oh, maybe it is a female villain. I was like, oh yeah, that would be cool that they put like this little subtle hint.
Right.
And then it actually, spoiler alert, turns out to be true, like she was female.
Okay, name your top 5 female gaming villains. That's my point. Like you can't, right? Because, I mean, maybe in like...
I literally can't name any female villains now, not even in the movie world.
Darling, trust me.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
Hey, please!
Are you a god?
No.
Then...
I am the Borg.
If Mr. McMurphy doesn't want to take his medication orally, I'm sure we can arrange that he can have it some other way. But I don't think you'd like it, Mr. McMurphy.
Now, if any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time!
And that's another thing, because actually it's based on, I think it's supposed to be based on like kind of the Arabic world.
Yeah.
Which is another, I think, like cool thing, that it wasn't like this either Western or then Japanese picking their own kind of race as the main heroes. It's
for sure, hey. Because I don't think we've seen, talking about like a lack of female villains, but a lack of like Arab protagonists.
But that's something that I think now doesn't really happen, but it used to be more common, because there was that other famous game where he jumps from one platform. Prince of Persia.
Yeah, Prince of Persia. And also there was like 1001 Arabian Nights.
Aladdin.
Aladdin. There was, I mean, like that world was so fascinating and still is so
Yeah.
fascinating. Like all the stories from like Mesopotamia till like today, right?
Oh, this
But
is
then-
the main boss.
Oh
I
yeah,
say.
this guy is like horrific, man. Like
Yeah.
there's such like a scale to the bosses.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing is, of course, it's like very fantasy world, Arabic. Like I know I was saying how it's weird that they are both like completely blonde haired and like doesn't like follow my idea of what an Arab looks like. But
Yeah, I think if that was done today, they would get accused of like whitewashing or something.
yeah.
But I don't think that's the case, man. Like what I think it is I could imagine they were trying to put the story first. And you have Prince Ali, who is known as the gold omelet. He is the counter to the silver omelet. So, okay, let's build this character based on gold.
I have one question. What was the most ball-breaking moment?
If I have to nitpick, because one thing that was kind of punishing is if you died at any point in the stage, you would have to start from the beginning. That means even if you died fighting the boss,
Yeah.
you would go back to the beginning
Yeah.
and you have to go through the maze again. You have to go through the sewer canals
was-
or whatever.
Only certain spots where you could save the game, like always after one big mission or after one big cave that you did, then you could save. But in the middle of the cave or like just before the boss, you couldn't save. So if you didn't kill the boss, you got killed, yeah, you had to go all the way to the beginning.
Which brings up an interesting point.
What is?
Is it isometric perspective? Say if you draw a square on a piece of paper, and then you know how you draw that other square and then join those lines and it becomes a cube? So that's a 3D object drawn two-dimensionally, right? It's a fancy word, but it just
okay.
means a 3D object that's drawn on a 2D plane.
Ah, yeah. I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So, for example, Mario was a platformer. This has an isometric perspective, which brings in a problem when it comes to jumping.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't know where you are, and it's hard to kind of navigate that environment.
You can see how many times you fall. Here
It
you have
was
the shadow
ridiculous.
though, but
Yeah.
shadow
Okay,
saving.
this is what makes the game interesting, how they try to fix that problem. So, you have the character's physical shadow, and so when you jump, you can see where your shadow is, which means is where your body is going to land. Okay, so that helps a little bit. What helps a lot is how they bring in the shadow demon. And so if
Yeah.
you fall down a black pit, shadow demon woof, goes in, grabs you, picks you up, and that's
And-
super helpful.
We keep calling them demons. I don't know if that's the official
Oh, dude,
term.
that's a demon to
Spirits
me,
or
man.
something. I think there were like 4 spirits that you had to collect throughout the game.
Demon spirit. Do you want to call it demon spirit? I mean,
Yeah,
it's shadow, spirit.
demon spirit.
Shadow demon sounds way fucking better.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
what about your favorite moment in the game?
I think the boss battles were used as the set pieces, where each one was just trying to top the
Yeah.
last one, you know? And even today, this game is like, how old is this game? Like 20 plus years, right?
Yeah.
Totally like jaw dropping. It still,
Yeah, it
it
has-
still is, you know?
It's still relevant. Like I think we have so much content now, but I still was like so entertained by this game. So it's something that they did right, and I think they were way ahead of their time when they
Right.
made this game.
It felt like with the limitations on the console that they're working on, they just pushed it to capacity. Okay, would you recommend this game to a younger generation of gamers?
That's a good question because
Oh, thank you, Ella.
that's a brilliant question. If you like good story, the game time was pretty good. Like, it wasn't too short. It had like good game time. You could spend a solid week playing this game.
This game is awesome. Here's to Beyond Oasis.
Please give it a chance. See you later, guys.
Cool.